Hello. From our video to your pod-EO. Welcome to Stasis Pod, the Kid Video Podcast. I'm Rob.
I'm Jen.
And I'm the owner of an inflatable pool. I'm David.
And yes, as per our traditional between seasons episode, we have once more reached into the big grab bag of weird old cartoons. And this time, thanks to Jen, we've pulled out a real winner.
Yes, we are going to be watching an episode of the 1984 Saturday morning cartoon Kid Video, which ties into the little mini season of Robots in Disguise, in which it's, by which it has Robbie Wrist in it. Good old cousin Oliver.
That's right, and it is also going to tie into the upcoming season of Rescue Bots.
How so?
It's
also got Robbie Wrist in it?
It does not, but the voice directors on this show were Ginny McSwain, who is also the voice director for Rescue Bots.
Oh.
And Michael Bell, longtime voice actor, of course, he's Duke, he's Prowl, and he's going to turn up in the next season of Rescue Bots as well.
Oh. I'm surprised he didn't show up. If he's still working, I'm kind of surprised, or if he was still working at that point, I'm surprised that he didn't show up in Robots in Disguise yet, given that everybody shows up in Robots in Disguise.
I mean, he must be semi-retired. Maybe he's semi-retired. Michael Bell has got to be pretty old.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, he's up there.
That guy guest starred on Get Smart.
Oh.
Yeah, so Kid Video was, I guess the best way I like to describe it is it's like the Monkees meets the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. It is what I believe David would call an isekai.
Yeah,
Do you have to die for it to be an isekai, or can you just go through a portal?
well, the Portal Fantasy came first.
Yes.
Modern isekai in anime is normally you die, get reborn, usually in a fully grown body, which is always weird, or more often than not lately it's, I'm trapped in a video game instead, or a video game-like fantasy world that obeys video game rules, not normal fantasy rules, which is annoying as piss.
So this...
But yeah, Connecticut Yankee and King Arthur's Court is an isekai.
Yeah, this is a portal fantasy, and the fantasy world that they are pulled into is basically like if an entire world was the G1 episode Carnage in C minor. Somewhat better animated. Just entirely like weird music-based magic kind of stuff. So it ran, it's the most 80s thing you could possibly imagine. So it is about, four main characters are a high school garage band. You have, the titular Kid Video. I am assuming that Video is probably a thing that he makes everyone call him. And then also insists on calling the entire band by his name. He is Brian Scott, who we have previously encountered in one of our Halloween episodes on the Spider-Woman cartoon.
Oh, that's right. He plays her sort of blandly generic love interest.
Yes. No, it was Billy.
Wait, right. He was the kid. What? Right.
Yes,
Because
the blandly generic child.
Right, her questionable nephew.
Yes. Nephew, question mark?
Yes.
He did not really have a whole lot of career after this, except for additional crew and a lot of things. That will be a running theme here. So
I think a lot of them are sort of like session musicians.
I get the feeling that he was just looking at, like, him being in the Spider-Woman cartoon. I get the feeling that he was someone whose mom really wanted him to be a kid actor. And it just did not work out because he's not actually that good at acting. But he tried.
Well, that's most child actors, to be honest.
He strikes me as a very, like, LA kind of style. So he's got, like, a vest and stuff. And then we have Carla, Gabriella Nelson. At this point in the season, so about halfway through the season, they actually start coloring her like a Latina. Because
she's very, very, very pale in the animated portions.
She's just colored the same as all the white people. So she does occasionally throw some Spanish into her speaking. So she is supposed to be Latina. She's actually from LA. She is actually from LA, whereas, like I said, Kid just gives off very strong LA vibes.
Yeah, but she throws in Spanish, and, like, it's such a trope that, this character speaks another language, and every once in a while they pepper in their own language in old cartoons, but hers just seemed to come out of, like, complete left field. Like, she doesn't enjoy reading that part of the script.
And I
see that.
I believe the actress is actually Latina.
Yes. And I mean,
she also has some phenomenal 80s hair.
Yes. When we get to the video at the end of it, where it's actually her and not just her cartoon model, you do see that, yes, she looks like a person of Hispanic origin. So about halfway through the first season, they didn't even wait for the second season. About halfway through the first season, they actually start coloring her darker than everybody else, so that she actually looks like her actual actress. So that is Carla. It's funny because she's always framed as, like, Kid's love interest in songs and stuff, but she does not actually seem to be interested in him in any actual dialogue or anything.
Yeah.
I kind of assumed that she, Kid Video, and Ash were kind of a loose throuple.
I could see that. And poor Whiz.
Sorry, Whiz. Well, I mean, clearly, as you see in this episode, you guys are always off having fun.
In air quotes, having fun. So yes, the third is Ash. He is Steve Alterman, who was additional crew on the first Bay Transformers movie, additional crew on Iron Man. He is additional voice in, like, a whole bunch of stuff over the last decade. So he's still in Hollywood, doing background Hollywood stuff. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I feel like he's intended, or possibly the actor is Jewish. And I say this in the context that it was produced by notable Jewish person, yes. Haim Saban. Yes. So it got marketed a lot in Israel. So I don't think that's, it's not something you would be like, oh, he looks really Jewish. But if you're trying to look for diversity in the characters, you can be like, yeah, I see that one. He's got the, like, brown curly hair. That's mostly it. Also, he's from New York City. The actor is.
Well, that could just mean he's Italian.
It could also mean that he's Italian. Except I feel like, judging by Carla, if he was Italian, he would sound like Frank Stallone.
Yes, he would probably be far more stereotypical. I'll grant you that.
So, and then our third member is Whiz, played by Robbie Rist. He is the chubby kid with glasses who is, like, the big... I don't want to say he's a killjoy, but he's a little bit, like, not as... He's the one who wants to go home the most.
Yes.
He's the cranky Raphael of the group. And it's not that he's really a fat kid.
Yeah.
He's just not quite as skinny as everybody else. But the way his animated self is drawn, he's very bottom-heavy.
Yeah, it's... The model is sort of odd.
Like he's Teletubby shaped.
They did...
It's odd.
They did update all the models in the second season, not, like, massively, but a little bit. So it was, I guess, an ongoing thing. But yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff. He was the voice of Michelangelo in the 1990 Ninja Turtles movie. He got himself a job as a regular character in Naruto, and that's probably paying for, like, several houses at this point. I don't know, probably not. I assume that stuff doesn't actually pay that well.
Out of the entire cast, he's made it the biggest.
I mean, yeah, I mean...
Which is pretty good considering his character's kind of at the shit list in this episode.
Well, and also, he's the most hated character on 2 TV shows of the 70s.
Yes.
As not only Cousin Oliver on the Brady Bunch, but also Dr. Z on Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
Weird, also, he looked like he spent most of the 70s looking like a tiny Paul Williams.
Did they ever act together? My God, that would have been fun.
Well, I mean, it would be hard because at the time, he was probably about the same height as Paul Williams.
Well, yeah, they could be like long lost brothers or something. Other than just father and son. But, like, I didn't know I had a little brother.
Yeah, and he is also like a session musician. He's been in a bunch of bands. He's done the music for all the Sharknado movies.
Oh!
Also, of the 4 kids,
I mean, I don't like Sharknado,
we'll move on to some.
Good for him.
We will move on to the other cast members, but I feel like of the 4 kids, he is absolutely the one who is played by someone who actually knows how to act.
Yes.
Because everyone else has just super awkward line readings.
Yeah.
It's just, he's definitely, and it's kind of sad because he's, the least pretty one, but he's the one who actually is good at acting. The rest of the cast is all actual, like, established voice acting people. We have their fairy friend, who they make immediately upon arriving in the Flipside, Kathy Cavadini. Glitter is the character name. Actress is Kathy Cavadini, and she is best known for playing Blossom on Powerpuff Girls.
That's right. Oh. And she's also a fairy in, like, 80s aerobics gear.
Yes,
yeah,
she absolutely looks like my, like, workout Barbie doll.
she looks like every fairy from anime in the 80s.
She's got, like, leg warmers, and she is an extremely, like, jazzercise fairy.
Yeah,
which is pretty great.
I don't know why. Maybe it's Tomino's fault, but there were a bunch of anime in the 80s that had a tiny fairy who always looked like she was wearing 70s era clothes. Despite the aesthetic. Like, in Aura Battler Dunbine, which is an isekai, where a guy is transported to an alternate world and then eventually comes back and shit gets weird. But, like, they have mecha that are giant bugs. It's a fantasy world that just has mecha bugs. But they got a frickin' little fairy in a jazzercise outfit.
When I want to see an isekai where somebody just gets transported like 1974.
Probably.
1974.
Like, he's just treating, like, the guy's just treating it like a fantasy world, but it's just like, everybody's wearing, like, horrible, paisley suits, and, everybody's very into the Starshine vocal band.
I mean, it's probably... Well, no, I don't know if it's happened in the past, but now it's like all video game fantasy stuff. But there was other stuff, with the mecha and things, and, getting transported to, like, ancient China, I think, was popular for a while. But that was also back when it was mostly young girls who were the isekai protagonists. Or whatever it was called back there. Portal Fantasy, I guess.
Yeah. I don't think there was already a name for it. Why do they have to make up a new name for it?
I mean, I guess when you think about it, isn't John Carter of Mars the first isekai?
Probably not the first.
Yeah, probably not.
Yes, that also fit into the category.
Is it though? Because he's not in a different... He's literally on a different planet, but generally...
Yeah, but it's sort of a fantasy, wacky version of a different planet.
I guess. I sort of felt like it has to be like, I don't know, like dimensional travel, but I guess if we're going with the basis of a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court, then I guess anything, as long as it's sufficiently separated from your normal life, is sufficient. So yes, Glitter is a little like Tinkerbell in jazzercise clothes fairy. When she sneezes, she becomes super strong.
Oh, I was wondering what the deal with that was.
Which I forgot until it happens in this episode. It's like, oh, right, that was a thing, because it just comes out of nowhere with no explanation.
Yes, when she sneezes, she becomes super strong for reasons. They have been brought, well, of course, the band meets the fairy when they arrive, but they have been kidnapped by the evil Master Blaster, who, I will be honest, is kind of what I thought Dr. Claw probably looked like on the other side of that chair, which is probably not very exciting.
Just like kind of a fat, bald guy?
Yeah, kind of a fat bald. I think it's because I was watching the two shows at the same time.
And of course, the answer to the question, who runs Bartertown?
Yes. Yeah, that does kind of feel like they're picking up stuff and reusing it.
Although, what? Actually.
Uh-oh. Are they,
What, this
did
is
they
from
come
what,
out
like
the same time?
84 or so?
84.
84, okay. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome doesn't come out till 85.
Oh! So it was the other way around. Or, you know, it was
Master Blaster is the name of a Stevie Wonder song.
Oh, okay. And
from 1980, so I wonder if he was named after the Stevie Wonder song and not the little guy on the shoulders of a big guy who runs
When did the video game come out?
There was a video game?
Yes.
Oh.
probably much later than these.
I'm not so sure. Oh, 88.
Yeah.
88, okay.
I mean, much later in the
much
sense
later.
of, like, years, but...
Yes.
Yes, I'm guessing probably he's named after the Stevie Wonder song then. He is voiced by Peter Renaday, who is just, like I said, a voice actor who's been in a bunch of stuff, usually is like one character at some point. Oh, what was that? There was something in here, and now I'm attempting to scan through
Splinter.
IMDb with a small kitten trying to jump onto the keyboard. Amity, please. Please, Amity.
Yeah, he was Splinter on Ninja Turtles. He was Grapple on Transformers.
Yes! Yay!
And he's also frequently Abraham Lincoln.
Yes. Now, I noticed that he was like Abraham Lincoln in a couple different unrelated things, like The Brave and the Bold, and...
The thing is, he sounds like what you expect Abraham Lincoln to sound like instead of what Abraham Lincoln actually sounded like.
Yes.
Because I think Lincoln was meant to have like sort of like a high, thin, reedy voice.
Ah.
Creepy.
But of course, everyone is, whenever you see him in something, it's always 7 years ago.
No.
He's also the voice of like the robot Abe Lincoln in the Hall of Presidents at Disneyland.
Oh, that's cool.
And Mandrake the Magician on Defenders of the Earth, a show that we will probably do at some point on this.
Oh, we should. We need to just do a
eventually.
whole thing on the opening credits. It's so good. But he basically he leads the way that, like, I think of anime villains in the, like, I guess the first one that comes to mind is Car Robot's Megatron. Or Galvatron, or the kind who, like, stays home all the time and only ever sends his minions out and never does anything on his own. So he has a hovering, like a sky fortress thing, and because everything in the 80s also had to have some 1950s nostalgia, it's a very, like, chromy jukebox aesthetic.
Yes.
It's a very...
I guess he's sort of like a satirical version of like an evil music producer, like a sort of Svengali-esque figure.
Yes, and I kind of get the feeling that, like, okay, so this was the first production of Saban's own production company, and I feel like he and Shuki Levy did enough music stuff that I feel like they probably formed I feel like this is probably a character based on their own personal experiences trying to get involved with the music industry.
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
It feels kind of personal once you look at how much, like, music... I mean, they did a whole album for this cartoon. So yeah, I definitely feel like he's them taking things kind of personally. So his 3 minions who do everything for him are a trio of anthropomorphic cats called the Copycats. And
look kind of like the Cadillac Cats from Heathcliff and the Cadillac Cats.
I was thinking the neutrinos were Ninja Turtles if they were cats.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely that kind of thing.
Who I guess post-date this.
I feel like their furry pantslessness is highlighted by the fashionable tops and jackets that they wear.
Yeah. Well, she wears like a body stocking, I think.
Yeah. So
something
I was
like the boys don't have pants.
Watching it, and it just struck me at some point the way Cool Kitty has like a skinny tie and a members only jacket and literally nothing else but sunglasses. It's different when it's just like a top like a Porky Pig top, but when it's that ornamented,
not that their outfits actually look good, like, no, but they're the classic trio of, in quotation marks, hot lady and 2 dumb minions. Not that she's very bright to begin with herself.
No, they're all very dumb.
Also, she's got a real like cartoon elf voice.
Yeah,
she's got a real grating voice.
She's got a real Susan Silo voice.
Which, this trope of the comedy trio with one lady goes forward in cartoons and anime into your Team Rockets. But it has an origin, well, actually the origin might be beyond it, but the main origin in cartoons, in anime, is, well, actually it's from Time Boken, but nobody really remembers Time Boken. But the sequel series, Yatterman, from Japan in 1977, with Doronjo and her 2 goons, Boyaki and something, I don't remember the names, but it's a short, squat guy, a taller guy with a prominent nose, who's dressed in green. Wait a minute, is this Mario and Luigi? And
yeah, that's just Luigi.
Quotation marks, beautiful woman for weird 70s bell-bottom style, who has a really annoying voice. Like, this trio, in various forms with different names, was in the whole Time Boken Yatterman. There was a series like at least half a dozen shows where it was the same voice actors for those 3 in different shows as different characters and different heroes. And oh my god, her voice is so annoying. Like, I've tried to watch the show because it's neat, old 70s like era stuff. I think Amano, the guy that does Final Fantasy designs.
Yeah, Yoshitaka Amano.
He did some design work on that, like he did on Gotcha Man. But her voice is so grating. It's horrible. But yes, this trio is a descendant.
Yes, here
of
we
that.
have Fat Cat, who is Marshall Efron, who is, again, sort of a person with an actual voice acting career, not a super extensive one. He was Hunger in Transformers in G1. So yeah, get the filling out that season 3 cast. He does the whole like cartoon overweight eating a lot thing because that's what happens when you're an overweight cartoon character.
He's the shorter dumb one.
You have Cool Kitty, who is Robert Towers. He's like the tall, skinny, kind of a stoner vibe. He again,
Luigi.
Yes, the Luigi. He was apparently Walter Peck in the real Ghostbusters. But yeah, he was in just a variety of things here and there. And then She-Lion is Susan Silo. Yeah, that's a choice. Susan Silo, who we have encountered previously in Inhumanoids. She was Sandra Shore. But yeah, she's doing this kind of voice the whole time. Master Blaster. Like an even higher pitched, like Janine from Ghostbusters kind of voice. So yeah, they are the copycats. Occasionally in the series, the band that Master Blaster has kidnapped will be piped through to them, so they will be performing, and it'll be like straight up some Lionel Richie song.
Okay.
So yes, Master Blaster kidnaps musicians from the, I guess, real world. I feel like it's unfair to call one world realer than the other.
Well, remember, this world is not just strange and unreal. It is literally a cartoon.
Yes, it is a cartoon.
Yeah.
And that's what they...
Called the Flipside, which is...
Yes.
So yes,
a
Master
good
Blaster...
name, but it's also a really dated name.
Kidnaps bands into... He pulls them into the Flipside, where he steals their music and, like I said, has the copycats perform it. He was trying to kidnap Kid Video, the band, not just the individual performer, but they were released in the opening credits, because it's one of those shows from the 80s where the opening credits just tells you what the premise of the series is.
Yes.
Yeah, which seems to involve a haunted mirror, and I didn't realize that this is also the plot of Interstellar 5555.
It kind of is, except in that case it just seems like, I mean... I don't know. I was going to say that it seems like maybe they don't have native music in the Flipside, but no, they absolutely have a lot of native music. So much like yes. Interstellar 5555, I don't know why they're going through all the trouble of like stealing musicians from another world and making them perform for you instead of just getting people from your own world.
Yeah, but at least in Interstellar 5555, it's Earthlings kidnapping aliens.
Well, yes.
So it's delightfully weird.
Yes. That is Earthlings kidnapping aliens. So this was the first series done by Saban Productions, Saban Entertainment. So I like to refer to it as Haim Saban learned some important lessons about music licensing. Because the reason that it is not available anywhere except for whatever one person could piece together to put on YouTube is because of, the music rights. It was also a co-production with our good old friends Deke up in Canada, I believe. Isn't Deke Canadian?
No, I don't think Deke is Canadian.
Oh, I'm probably confusing them with Nelvana.
Yeah, Nelvana.
Yes,
they just often
Canadian.
Work with Nelvana.
Yes.
Although they're, anyway, and one of the producers on this was Jean Chalopin, who is French, and he's the guy who's involved with a lot of Deke stuff.
Ah, okay.
In fact, I think Deke are they French? I mean, they're not now, but... yes, Deke was originally formed in France. In French, it stands for Diffusion Information Communications. It was as the production division of Radio Television Luxembourg.
What? Oh, this kid just gets weirder.
But then they formed a U.S. branch in 1982, and that's where most of the Deke that we know came from. You know, your Inspector Gadget and the like.
Oh, it's the show that was almost Lupin the 7th or something.
Yes.
Anyway, look at the episode.
So yeah, this episode.
And this did, one other note, this did run concurrent though on a different channel from previous episode that we watched, Turbo Teen. Also Mighty Orbots.
Also Transformers.
Yeah, but that wasn't on Saturday morning. This is specific to Saturday morning. Mighty Orbots and Turbo Teen were both from the same year that Kid Video started. So yes.
We're just sort of in the early stages of the big 80s toy cartoons. You know, Masters of the Universe is running, Joe is running, Transformers is just starting up. And then this is sort of along the same lines of Turbo Teen, as we haven't quite figured out what children like yet.
I will be honest, though, in both of those cases, especially with this series, they were absolutely correct in my case.
Yeah.
So I assume, Rob, you probably didn't see this at all growing up.
Not at all. Way too young for this.
Was this ever played ever again other than the original airings?
In the early 90s,
think it was.
In the early 90s, WGN showed it with the music videos cut out. I'm not sure off the top of my head if they replaced the pop music that played in other segments, but it definitely had the music videos cut out. So a butchered version of it played on WGN in the early 90s, but then it was basically memory hold because they couldn't release it on... I mean, they released a few episodes on VHS in the 80s, but they couldn't release it anywhere else because they didn't have any other rights to it. So they showed it in Israel. I don't know that it got shown in a lot of other places, but they did. They released an album of the original music, which is actually pretty good because you know what? Haim Saban and Shuki Levy were actually very good music writers.
Yes. And apparently this band actually toured in Israel?
Yes. They actually toured in Israel.
I mean, Robbie Rist is still around. Somebody absolutely has to interview this guy about the kid video tour of Israel.
I would do that. I would contact him about that.
Well, yeah, music rights are just insane, and it's a wonder the show got made in the first place.
It was apparently, it only ran for 2 seasons, and the reason that I read that was given for its cancellation is because it was too expensive to produce. And I'm sure that has nothing to do with the animation costs.
Oh my god.
Well, the animation in the opening is pretty good. The show itself...
Oh yeah, it's the old bait and switch.
Yes.
This might be the worst cell animation of anything we've ever watched for the show.
I mean, the Hanna-Barbera stuff was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
Spider-Woman was pretty bad. But this is definitely... Yeah, it's... You know where all the money was going, and it was... Oh my god, Amity, why are you doing this?
Uh-oh. Like, the character designs aren't awful, but, the animation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
the art, I've also read that a lot of drugs were involved in the art. So...
I would explain the backgrounds, but then again, background artists like to have fun.
Yes. Some of it has more of a, psychedelic sensibility than you really think of with the 80s, and I think that was probably just the artists being more interested in, that LSD trip they took than that trip they took to New York City, you know?
Yeah, but this is a show that is definitely never, ever getting a home media release in any form. You would have to chop so much out of it. It took quite a while for Zeta Gundam to come over, because the opening theme is basically a ripoff of a Neil Sedaka song with new lyrics.
When this show was airing, I loved it so much. To this day, I think, movies say Shaun of the Dead that make really great use of pop music. Not pop music, popular music. To this day, I feel the tingles that I get with a really good mix of audio, of a pop song and the visuals all goes back to the show. Also, possibly my fondness for vehicles like the Subaru Brant, which Whiz is driving in the opening credits, which are a car with a truck back.
I mean, it's kind of it's like a Japanese version of the El Camino.
Yes. This show was one of my formative influences as a child. So.
Have you seen Baby Driver?
I have not, but I need to.
Oh.
It's good.
Strong recommend.
And you're going to really, really hate the villain.
I love hating villains.
Well, he's very hateable.
So yes, this show only lasted for 2 seasons because the music licensing was too expensive to keep going. Yeah. Like I said, it was Haim Saban's first production from his own company, and I really felt like he learned some important lessons. And like I said, I feel like the fact that this was what he wanted to do first definitely felt like they had been trying to do some actual music industry stuff and it didn't work out, and he was taking it out on his characters here, on his villains here. So anyway, the episode.
Yeah, so we've got to start, and in fact we can't stop till we get enough.
Yes.
Because we do indeed open with Michael Jackson's early 80s hit, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough.
Don't stop till you get enough. Yes.
Oh, my mistake. Late 70s, 79.
I feel like, and this is not the only place in the episode where this comes up, so they're breakdancing in the Kidmobile.
Oh, the kid. Yes, do this, and then I'll have my digression about the Kidmobile.
So I feel like this show would have been greatly improved if the animators had at any point ever seen a person actually dance.
Yes.
It's not great. Also, speaking of vehicles and the opening credits, I'm pretty sure that scooter that Kid is driving is a Honda, because I'm pretty sure they had one at my grandparents' Honda Suzuki dealership.
Yeah, the dancing is not pretty. There's one dance that's like okay, but the rest of it's like, no, limited animation cannot pull off what you're trying, and what you're trying is wrong.
So yes, we start as
Kidmobile.
Frankly, most episodes do. We start off in the Kidmobile, just traveling down a loopy, windy highway.
It's weird enough that the main character's name is Kid Video, but they have to name their car Kidmobile.
It's very Rod Pod.
It's like how Alice Cooper just used to be the name of the band.
Yes.
Okay, that sort of makes sense. But, like, it's a spaceship, but it operates like a car. It's like a hover car. But the design of it is ridiculously Chris Foss.
It does have a lot of those. Like I said, there's a lot about the art. Some of it is very 80s, but the character design is very 80s, but there's a lot of stuff that draws more from the 70s, and that the Chris Foss looking vehicle.
Yes, like it's literally one of his ships with a little bit stuck on the end, and they just, like, look up Chris Foss art. It's gorgeous, and it's basically what I think of when I think of spaceships, because I found books in a library as a child about weird spaceships and things. But like his odd bulbous organicness and the patterns on it. He loves stripes, especially black and yellow. Although this is yellow and red, but it's like very much the style of his stuff, colored like his stuff. I'm guessing he didn't get any money for this design, but I feel like he should have, because it's just one of his ships in a cheaper animation style that it deserves. Anyway, I love Chris Foss ships; they're so good.
And yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what in the handkerchief code is meant by the handkerchief that's wrapped around Kid's leg.
Oh wow, I should look that up.
Yeah, that's probably something. A fashion.
Like I said, lending some credence to my thruple theory.
Yes, yeah, that's entirely fair. That's entirely fair.
Yeah, everybody's having fun again, except for Whiz, who
they're
is
breakdancing.
Yes.
On this, in a moving vehicle, which I have to assume must have some sort of, it's like a small spaceship kind of size, so there's like a room inside it, so that Subaru Brat got a pretty big upgrade. And I want a Subaru Brat now. But yeah, they're breakdancing, and Whiz is not having it. He's not having any fun. He doesn't want to be cheered up, as he says.
Yes. So yeah, they're going through these sort of snowy mountains. They are ambushed by the copycats.
And they have little helicopters.
With frog faces on them? It's very weird.
They have little, like, individual helicopters. They look like, I don't know, something Cobra would have, except dorky.
I'm not finding anything about handkerchief placement, just colors.
Okay. I mean, it might just be an 80s thing, like that costume that Dazzler had in the 80s.
Yeah, I mean, that was also an 80s thing. God, it's probably just that someone saw the handkerchief code and was like, hey, that looks cool, let's start doing that, and they ruined it.
It was a real earring Magic Ken situation.
Yes.
Well, and then they learned, like, oh no, it's if you stick it in your back pocket, it means anal sex. It's like, oh no, I'll wrap it around my leg. That doesn't mean anything yet? No. Okay. Actually, I think anal sex is not the placement, it's the color. I think it's blue.
I think
closed the page already.
Any kind of, like, updated fan stuff with these would have to make Kid act a whole lot more like Rodimus, because he should really have more Rodimus energy than he really does in practice.
Yeah, he's the leader of the band, named after himself. He should be more smug.
Is that dog antics?
Yeah, there are some dog antics going on.
Distant dog antics. Weird little gyrocopters.
Yes.
Yeah, so they despite their own incompetence, they do end up crashing the Kid Mobile after a fashion, and Whiz ends up going off on his own.
Yeah, they have to get out and walk. At which point, Carla declares, "Caramba, it's freezing here," because they've got to let you know, especially if they're going to keep drawing her that pale. They have to let you know through other methods that she's meant to be Latina. But like I said, about halfway, it's not even till the second season, it's halfway through the first season they correct that.
Yeah, but this is an early episode, so she's the same color palette as every other...
Episode 5.
So yeah, he ends up in this mysterious neon-lit cave in which he ends up getting sucked into a vaguely Harold and the Purple Crayon-esque black and white sequence.
Oh, I was going to say Simon in the Land of Chalk drawings, but yes.
It's something like it. Same diff. All to the strains of Rockwell's one hit, "Somebody's Watching Me."
Man, I love this song. It's such a good song.
So we get a double dose of Michael Jackson in this episode.
Yes.
And it's here that I'll point out that Rockwell is the son of Motown founder and president Berry Gordy, which is why his one single does indeed have Michael Jackson doing guest vocals on it.
I feel like
Berry Gordy. Go back to our episode. Why am I blanking on the name of the movie? Last Dragon.
There are occasionally, some of the episodes have some kind of, like, songs that were, like, maybe up to number 30 on the top 40, but this is a good one.
Now I want to watch The Last Dragon again. There are so many songs in this episode, I didn't realize. Continue.
Yes.
I mean, at least around here, where I'm, just an hour away from Detroit and we get a lot of Detroit radio, you still hear this on the classic radio stations.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Possibly not so much elsewhere in the country.
Yeah, that's not... I miss... Well, Jersey might still have... I miss classic radio stations that played classic music, not 80s and 90s music.
I assume classic rock in New Jersey is Billy Joel, Bruce Springsteen, repeat, ad infinitum.
Well,
maybe you get some Cyndi Lauper in there.
Well, at least when I was back there, which was decades ago at this point, it was a lot of 50s, 60s, 70s.
Oh, okay.
I like the good stuff. The stuff my parents grew up with and I got infected with and still like. But I just don't hear anymore. But yes, there was a lot of Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah. So anyway, he also ends up confronting some weird, hand people at one point.
Yeah, they're there for 5 seconds and then they're gone.
I assumed they were going to be back at some point, but no, just hand people.
So most of the episodes have some weird bit like this where there's a musical interlude, but there's a musical thing going on where they pull in some actual legit pop music, and definitely we are suddenly in weird cartoon physics land. Whatever is happening here is not necessarily literal. It's just cool music visuals. So yeah, there are some walking glove hand people coming to menace him, and I don't know. I like it. It's cool.
Yeah, but it's like he just turns around and then they're gone. It's not like he outruns them or anything. Weird.
Instead, he then encounters the mysterious Celesta, who is a vaguely Egyptian-styled woman, except with a musical note on her headband instead of a cobra.
I'm not even sure it's Egyptian. It could have been Aztec. It's very jungle princess sort of looking.
I mean, I assume it's supposed to be Egyptian because they have a Sphinx.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I guess.
So yeah, she's stuck here holding this boulder up.
Yes.
For some reason.
Yes, she's Sisyphus. What the fuck?
Yes.
And so he's able to get like a little wedge in there and help her out. And so...
And then it turns into porn because she wants to repay him.
Yes. However, she wants to repay him with the assistance from the Pink Sphinx, which is not an exotic sex act, but an actual wish-granting Pink Sphinx that dwells in her hometown of Beatburg.
So apparently she's been there for months, which definitely raises a lot of, like, biological questions about these people.
Yes. She was put there by Master Blaster, who is trying to enslave the town of Beatburg, which is where all of the Flipside's musical instruments are made.
Yes. I assume probably not by him personally, because he doesn't actually do anything on his own.
No.
Well, no, again, like the Yatterman villains, Duranjo, they have a mysterious guy on a screen, much like, Giovanni in Pokemon.
Yes. Oh my goodness, why are there so many disasters going on tonight, girls? Come on.
The real evil dude remains evil by never getting involved with the shenanigans of the stupid goons.
Yes.
And thus every plan fails.
So of course, he's going to wish himself home once he gets this wish.
Yes. He'll wish everybody home, but if the others are too busy off having fun, then he'll happily just wish himself home.
Yeah. So they're all taken to the vaguely Egyptian, vaguely Shangri-La-esque Beatburg.
After crossing a rope bridge that's rainbow-colored.
I assume it's supposed to look like a xylophone.
I guess, but it's rainbow. It may look like a toy xylophone.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what the target audience is going to think a xylophone looks like. Honestly, that's still what I think a xylophone looks like.
So yes, they're crossing the bridge. They get attacked again by the copycats in their little helicopter thingies. And
there's
point...
another music break of some kind, I think.
Which I was wondering how hard anybody was going to try to figure out what this song was. Because
it turns out this is a kid video original.
Yes. And this one gets played in a lot of this sort of circumstances where, there's conflict going on. It's called You Better Run. It is the first song on side B of the album. And yeah, You Better Run. It's pretty good though. Look it up.
It is. It's a song that I could have sworn I'd heard elsewhere.
That's
but
the thing
it was
is
just
that
from this.
It's like legit music because, I mean, again, Haim Saban and Shuki Levy Shuki Levy is responsible for most of the absolute bangers from TV show openings of our childhood.
I wouldn't call this one of his better songs, but it's still pretty good.
So, also some of the songs on the album were written by, there's one that was by Bernie Taupin and Holly Knight. And Bernie Taupin did, a bunch of Elton John stuff, and Holly Knight was one of the writers on Love is a Battlefield. That's not one that we're going to encounter here, but some of the songs, and this is one of them that is actually by Saban and Levy, but there are a bunch that are by, other writers, and it really does, make me wonder how deep they got into, the record industry before they decided to go into cartoons instead. Because obviously they had some connections.
Yeah,
it's a good album, and I'm glad I paid $100 for it off eBay.
But yeah, Toppin did a ton of Elton John songs.
Yes. So, like, legit music writers. So yes, this is one that pops up a lot in, it's their having to run away from stuff song.
So yeah, they get to this city. There's, a celebration in their honor. Roller disco is done here. And we get a reprise of Don't Stop Till You Get Enough.
Yes, because Whiz wants to see what's going on with the Pink Sphinx, but everybody else wants to, quote, have fun. Which involves, like I said, dancing like the animators have never actually seen a person dance in their lives.
Yes. And the copycats once again try to infiltrate this dance via terrible human disguises.
Yeah, with creepy masks and stuff.
Well, one guy has a mask that looks like a...
pants.
Yeah, well, one guy has a mask that looks like a piece of bread, which just makes him look like a powdered toast man.
Yes!
Anyway, their bungling does not actually accomplish anything, and they do not, because of course they want the power of the Pink Sphinx.
So that presumably Master Blaster can do something evil.
Yes.
They managed to be more useless than Team Rocket somehow.
Yeah, they're extremely useless. Occasionally they bumble into doing something useful, like wrecking the Kidmobile in the beginning of the episode, but for the most part, they're pretty much comic relief.
Mm-hmm. Well, and
wrecking the Kidmobile was more that the Kidmobile ran into them.
Yeah, I mean, they did become they'd made themselves an impediment.
Yes. Well, and they do finally get something right here, because they do capture 3/4 of Kid Video in a net. And they haul them off to just some icy ledge where they drop them off to die.
Pretty much.
3.5 quarters, because they also get the ferry.
Oh, yes, that's right.
They do also get glitter. But sadly...
But they don't actually, tie glitter up in any way that she can't get out.
Oh.
Which, she can fly, guys. You're very stupid cats.
There's nothing she's allergic to up here on this snowy cliffside, so she can't get a good sneeze going.
Is that a sneeze fetish that the writers barely disguised fetish?
I feel this comes up. This was also a thing in that about a decade on from this that Attack the Killer Tomatoes cartoon.
Really?
Oh, jeez.
Huh.
Wait a minute. Is that how Launch transforms in Dragon Ball?
I don't know.
Does she sneeze? I can't remember. I haven't seen original Dragon Ball in forever, so I don't remember. I just remember she's got a split personality where one is domestic and dainty, and the other is a gun-toting mall.
Yes.
She just shoots people. I forget why the transformation. Anyway, yes, the kid and crew get kidnapped except for Whiz, who's going to touch the Pink Sphinx.
Yes. So he heads off with Celesta to the chamber of the Pink Sphinx, who goes from stone to flesh in a much less cool way than the gargoyles.
I don't know, it's pretty cool.
Then I guess there's a riddle, which is some sort of weird interpretive dance.
So it's
also
when the sun aligns a certain way and shines through its temple in a certain way, it is brought to life, and then it gives a riddle that I will let Rob explain how the riddle is presented. There's
a lot of pointing, and there's a lot of shaking this cat butt in everybody's face. And, of course, this is all done to the strains of Yes's Owner of a Lonely Heart.
Yes.
Just suddenly.
Done by the owner of a perfectly working synthesizer. It's hard to hear what the fuck he's singing. Other than the fact that it's Owner of a Lonely Heart.
And the Yes thing makes sense because I kind of feel like the aesthetic of the show is a very low-budget version of, Roger Dean album covers.
Yeah. I definitely feel that. It's trying to be the young and hip kind of 80s, but it's really more the prog rock cover kind of 80s.
Yes.
It's trying to be Michael Jackson, but it's actually Rush.
Yes. Whiz does manage to answer the question from the owner of a perfectly functional cheese slicer
about who the evil in the sky is. Which, as he points out, that's too easy. Because as I said, Master Blaster does have a terrifying jukebox-themed air fortress. And it is him.
Yeah, I was expecting
the evil in the sky.
A more well-constructed riddle of any kind. But
no,
the classic riddle of the Sphinx.
What you get is some lyrics that they decided they could make into a riddle. From Owner of a Lonely Heart. There's a bit in the first episode, which is To Beat the Band, where they actually use some lyrics from Electric Avenue to, like, get directions to where they need to be.
So they need to rock down to Electric Avenue, and then they need to take it higher.
Yes, because the thing that they're after is up on top of a building. On Electric Avenue.
That's the kind of stupid shit I do, like using songs for dialogue. It's painful, but
cheesy, but it's so good. So yes.
Here it doesn't quite work so well. The Sphinx is way too cartoony and weird and is into technicalities.
Mostly I just really adore just suddenly Owner of a Lonely Heart.
So, these cats are knocking on the door. They're like, hey, we dropped your friends on like an icy ledge. They're going to die unless you allow us to access the Pink Sphinx.
Oh, it's Purr's time. Hello, Amity. Hello again.
Yeah, so...
Whiz doesn't want to believe these pussy cats about the Pink Sphinx thing. It's...
But then
the fairy shows up. It's like, yeah, your friends have been captured. And Whiz is like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, because she could get away because they didn't bother tying her up. She's just some little fairy. What's she gonna do? Punch them? I mean, after she sneezes, yeah, she could punch them.
Yeah, and so he wishes that, his friends were, it seems like it's gonna be a thing where he wishes that, they were there and thus burning his wish.
No, but he does word it very well. He wishes they were safe him and his friends were safe at home.
Yes.
Like, He would be really great at genie wishes.
Yes, well, apparently, except for this genie totally cheats. Cause...
Yeah, the Sphinx fucking cheats.
Yeah, so they get teleported to this Sphinx chamber, and he's like, hey, I said safe at home. He's like, well, that was 2 wishes. Safe and at home. No.
No, I said at home, you fucker. It's a preposition.
The Sphinx has this great game show host voice.
I guess he could have just said he wishes his friends were home.
Yeah, because presumably home is not a frozen ledge, and therefore...
But then they might have been home crushed by rocks anyway.
Well, of course, I assumed that this was going to be, this place, your friends are here, so this is home.
Is home. Yeah.
And not this weird technicality here.
Or they got warped back to the
You get one wish.
But...
Such a dick.
The Sphinx is an asshole.
This guy's a real wish master.
Yes. Isn't it the Ranger in the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon who's just like way more obsessed with getting home than everyone else?
Cavalier.
Okay, yeah. Cavalier
is the cowardly asshole with a shield.
Yeah. So Whiz is kind of like him, except useful by actually being smart.
I remember there was like a whole network mandate with him that I read, like Evanier, Mark Evanier was one of the writers on that. I think the head writer. And the network mandate was, that guy's always disagreeing with the others, and he's always wrong.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of that in this with Whiz.
I can kind of see a little bit of that, yeah.
And I think he'd also worked on the Get Along Gang, which was similar to that. And he sort of satirized the whole thing with the Buddy Bears on Garfield.
I don't know how much of that does make me wonder about this other detail I'm going to bring up, which is in the second season they basically get that out of his personality. And I was kind of thinking maybe that's just because they felt like they wanted to keep things more open-ended. It kind of feels like that he's not going to get to go home because the series isn't over. But maybe it was because, like, the people running at the network were like, okay, that's annoying. Make him stop being like that. Make him have more fun.
Mm.
But yeah, I assumed it was because, by season 2, that's gonna get kind of grating. He needs to give up. He needs to give up all hope and just join the others in their fun.
Yes. And so, the Pink Sphinx returns to Stone again for a year, and it turns out that every year they wish to keep Beatburg warm and green. Like, that's the wish every year.
Yes, every year they wish to keep it as this warm oasis in this very cold mountainous area, and because they gave Whiz the wish, they're just going to have to deal with the cold for a year. Which makes you wonder, but
can
Celeste
they not, wish...
okay.
Yeah, like, can
to
we
be
wish
somewhere
that,
better?
Yeah, I'm just saying, can we wish that, this place stays warm and green for 10 years? Or 100 years?
Because then you would think that if the wish if the wish just reset after a year, then he could wish for them to go home, and then they're just going to show it back in the Flipside in a year.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That would be unfortunate.
Maybe
in a year, suddenly everyone's going to find themselves back on that cliff again.
You're no longer safe. Oh, fuck. Oh no, there's no place like home.
That would be unfortunate. But yeah, Celeste is very nice about it. She's like, oh, we'll wear warm clothes for a year. It's fine.
Yes. And then, Whiz just decides that, I guess being with my friends is more important than going home for now at least.
And then they hit him in the head with a snowball. He's like, maybe.
I don't know. My friends are kind of assholes.
Yes.
They've got to stop putting more socks on the doorknob.
My friends found the other kind of snow in town. No.
Yeah, I assume that in addition to musicians, Master Blaster must have also kidnapped Hollywood's finest coke dealers.
Was the 80s.
I mean, otherwise, you're not getting anything out of those 80s musicians.
No. Good luck. Good luck getting anything out of any of them if you're not getting lots of coke. Oh man, I was just Googling something ahead of time, and we'll get to that, but it was sad. Somebody dying of COVID-19.
Oh dear.
We'll get there in a moment.
And yeah, that pretty much does it for the Pink Sphinx. Oh well, except, of course, then it's music video time.
It's time for a music video.
The weirdly shocking part is, I thought the episode was over, and then it cuts back to live action.
Yes, you get a live action video done all MTV style. This song is Turn Me Up. It's one of the songs. Carla does not do vocals on every song. Normally she is the drummer, but there are a couple, much like how Sonic Youth traded off between the male and female singers. They do trade off between various, usually Kid, but sometimes Carla gets to have a song. So this is a Carla song. It's Turn Me Up.
Are there any Robbie Wrist songs?
He does a lot of vocals on a lot of them. I don't know if he does main vocals on any of them. It's funny because there are some videos out there of them doing live performances. And he is definitely carrying a lot of weight. You can tell that he's doing a lot of the work there, but he's pretty much always one of the main backing vocals. But I'm not sure if he's main vocals on any of them because that's a little harder to tell. But this one is written by Lusa Popiel. She is an American voice coach, singer, and musician. Apparently she is, I'm looking at her Wikipedia page, and apparently she performed with Frank Zappa at one point, and, she's, again, someone who's really heavy-duty music industry person. The other writer on this one was Willie Wilkerson, who apparently died of COVID-19 at age 72. He was
also
Aretha Franklin's former lover.
Wow. Also, would you believe me if I told you that I've seen Lisa Papille perform live?
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Well, she was one of the writers on this song.
She is a backup singer for Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh,
yes.
neat.
So yeah, again, Saban and Levy had some pretty good music industry connections to make this.
And the song's okay, but the set they're filming on was creeping me the fuck out, because it's like mannequins and dolls in this disused warehouse. It's like the beginning of a nightmare.
I mean, it's totally what's his name's apartment from Blade Runner.
Oh man.
The inventor, William Sanderson, J.F. Sebastian. He's got like that. He's the guy who built who designed the replicants, and they go to like his apartment, and he's got like all these weird creep.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yes, him. Okay, Blade Runner.
Yeah.
It is kind of like that.
Yes.
So everybody in this video is about to get killed by Rutger Hauer.
Also notable
And Chris.
is the kid, and it's sort of weird juxtaposition that everything else is like these old-fashioned mannequins and figurines and stuff, because Kid has the super cool light-up guitar that
I love that guitar.
They had to drill a bunch of holes in a guitar and run like fiber optics, because these days it would be done with LEDs and it would be super easy.
Yeah.
But in 1984...
It's really cool. It wasn't a working guitar then.
In 1984, it was done using fiber optics.
Yeah, but it would look like a really modern guitar now.
Yeah, it was, it's a pretty cool guitar. So yeah. That is one of the formative cartoons of my childhood.
This show is shockingly weird.
It's so weird.
I knew I'd seen it, but I didn't realize how much I'd probably seen until like the theme song started playing and like I could feel it in my bones. It's like, how much of the show did I watch? I did not remember the cats existing at all.
I put a link to one of the other episodes into one of our big group chats, and I think it was Monzo of TF Wiki fame watched it, and he was like, I was not expecting the safety dance. It's just suddenly the safety dance.
A little Canadian content there.
Yes. Also, that's the one with the extremely weird musical bit with the school of the like scholarly themed fish doing one of the lesser known extremely creepy police songs, Wrapped Around Your Finger. Like, okay. So yeah, I like this show. It's ridiculous. I don't know if I would ever argue that it's necessarily good, but it's definitely super weird and super interesting. The music is super good though.
Yes, I kind of dig that poppy, the kid video sound.
Yes. I am working...
Yeah. Watching an episode, recommended. Watching more than one episode, maybe not.
This is a good one. There are some pretty good copies of it up because it was officially released on VHS.
Somehow.
I am working on getting a better digital copy of the album up, because there are two up, and one of them was done by the person who runs the only significant kid video online resource, which is at kvflipside.org.
Oh, is it a web ring? It feels like it should be part of a web ring.
There may be a web ring.
Enough other websites to make a kid video web ring?
Probably not anymore.
Web rings would link to random shit. It always seemed like chaos to me. Like a web ring for Tenchi Muyo would link to Ranma 1/2. It was like chaos.
There should definitely be a web ring of like sites devoted to weird old 80s cartoons. Like it should just link you to like a Turbo Teen site next, and then the next one would be that one with the like urban frogs that someone linked the beginning credits to that gave me exactly the same feeling that you said you had, David, watching the opening credits, like you had completely forgotten it, but deep in your soul you absolutely remembered.
Yeah,
and now I
should also link to Pole Position and Q*bert and other shit I've tried to forget.
Now I'm like looking up Urban Frog cartoon. But it was like later in the 80s, Street Frogs. That was it. Street Frogs. Like the opening credits for it just like hit me that same way when somebody brought it up a couple weeks ago. I don't know why someone brought it up.
Oh, maybe if I watched the clip I would, but looking at the character designs it rings no bell, which is probably a good thing.
No, it was just something about the, like, movement and music and stuff. So yes, the version of the digital version of the album that's up on that website is probably ripped at least 12 years ago, and there's some skipping in there. Someone else bought one off eBay early this year and put it up on YouTube, but the sound levels are definitely not where I would want them to be. So my copy of the album is currently down on my porch under 3 of my heaviest books, sitting out in the summer heat to get that one little warp out. And then I will learn how to use Audacity to improve vinyl ripping. It's an important lesson. But yeah, it's good music. It's actually legitimately fun music. If you like the 80s. I like the 80s.
Oh. All right, well, I think that about does it for us for this week. We will be back next week with the beginning of Season 3 of Transformers Rescue Bots, as things get prehistoric on Griffin Rock.
Ooh.
What?
Dinos. Time for dinos.
Are we going to, like, some sort of Cretaceous camp?
I should watch that.
Some sort of Triassic territory. Yeah, so, but until then, you can find us all over the internet. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, and we have a Patreon.
Yes, we are hosted on iaconunderground.net, where we have a Patreon set up to help with hosting and other expenses. That is patreon.com/iaconunderground. I've got a cat on me. Remind me what we did. Are we still in Multiverse of Madness month, or did we move on?
Yes. Which has been delayed because, well, busy, forgot about it.
Hi, Amity.
I didn't have internet.
Oh my
or
goodness.
Power for a bit.
Amity is being super adorable right now, guys. I'm sorry.
It will be done. Well, it'll probably be done a week before this comes out. But yeah, Multiverse of Madness.
Talking about Multiverse of Madness, which I like to call the official movie of Gay Wrath Month.
Yeah.
But have all of our excitement over Rintraw being on the screen.
So cute.
As little as
I want a toy, but I don't want to build a figure.
there's a Funko Pop.
Oh yeah, but it's a Funko Pop.
Or does that not count? It's a big one though. I saw it at Target, and I was like, "Hey, it's Rintraw."
If I saw it on a shelf, I'd probably get it, but I'm not gonna go out looking for it. Oh, it is kind of cute. Damn it. Funko Pop's animal figures are actually pretty good with the beady eyes.
For as little as $1 a month, you can listen in on all our fun discussions of whatever the big new Marvel movie is, random other side things, random things related to things we don't actually want to have to go see, like Morbius. I actually saw Morbius the movie over this past weekend. It was not great. It was not great.
So you're saying it is
was
not...
Was the dancing okay?
Yeah, the dancing was pretty great. Also, the next night I watched Last Night in Soho, so I had a full double feature of Sinister Matt Smith.
Ooh. Oh, you were going to say, Rob?
Oh, just that it is not, in fact, Morbin time.
No.
No. It was Morbin time. I was thinking about suggesting that we should watch the actual movie for Halloween, but I don't think I would want to recommend that anybody watch it.
I think we had other plans, but I don't remember what it was now. Oh, there's a Rintra keychain! Shit.
Now, you gotta get that. You gotta get that.
I need that. I think it's sold out, though. Crap.
All right. So until next time, then, I'm Rob.
I'm Jen, and this is Amity providing the purse.
And I'm David, the owner of a pencil. Because I take my notes for the episodes on paper.
Ooh. I have an Apple Pencil because I'm an asshole.